chastise us and discipline us, we would go beat his head in with a bat. You can't correct no fool if you ain't got a relationship with him.
So is that where your behavior problem started? Because I'm gonna start at 7 years old. 7 years old, you say that's when your eye, when you poke your eye, right?
Now I fell in the washing machine first. I fell in the washing machine at like 5. Then I fell in the wash. Then put mine at 7.
Okay. So at 7 years old, that had to build this ego inside of you. How bold you are now is, man, you like the Malcolm X of the South, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's different lanes we're going from there. With you being the Malcolm X of the South, that had to build this boisterous, cocky attitude that you have right now, because a 7-year-old getting his eye poked out, you got to be able to go to school and deal with all the bullying.
Well, I actually didn't go to school, homie. It actually does the opposite. A kid don't have an ego yet. Children aren't ego driven. Children are impulsive, meaning children respond and react off what they feel. They don't make decisions. A kid don't sit down and think, man, let me think about doing this. Let me make this choice to do this. Children don't weigh options. They can't. The lack of brain development doesn't allow a kid to be ego driven. So when I lost my eye, it actually took away my self-esteem. Because now I got a disability. I'm a brave heart in spirit, a naturally little brave kid. So I'm the kid who, if you was in the pool, you can step away from the bank and say, jump, I got you. I jump out. Most kids wouldn't. I'm the kid who got on top of the house and y'all can lay the sheet out and say, jump, nigga, and I could bust my head. And I'm gonna be the one that, was a daredevil, right? Yeah. Most kids wasn't like that, homie. So, when I lost my eye, it took me out of school because I started having surgeries a lot, so I couldn't go to school often. So, but before I lost my eye, I fell in the washing machine. At 5 years old, I had a private tutor. I used to have a white woman used to come to my house and tutor me as a kid. I got one-on-one teaching, so that's what developed me. I didn't grow up in a classroom. I didn't go to school with other kids. I was one-on-one taught. I really don't remember really going to school full time till almost like the 3rd and 4th grade.
But 3rd and 4th grade, that's still the pivotal moments of what's wrong with your eye? Look at his eye. He ain't got no. Yeah. His eye don't. He cross-eyed. You looking at all of those.
Yeah, I used to be a bully.
And we cruel as kids.
Yeah, I was a cruel kid myself. So if you asked me what was wrong with my eye, I would punch you in the mouth. Yeah. See, I was a little boy who knew how to fight, and I was mean. I wasn't mean, but I was a mischievous motherfucker. And I had a real, I wouldn't say a delinquent mind, but I had thoughts that would lead to delinquent behavior. So as a kid, I had a little man complex, right? I was like the little dog who barked at all the big dogs. So I learned early on that kids are mean. I learned that if you go to a new school, they're going to have a bunch of questions. So my defense mechanism was I became a bully. I used to be a bully. I was a little man bully. So if you ask me about my eye, you would get socked up. Now as a kid, most children don't punch without warning. I was a kid that would, so I shocked people with that. So and then I learned to use that as an excuse to bully people. He was talking about my eye, and they used to get me out of trouble. So I would start shit like I do now, and then go tell them, man, they were talking about my eye. Mama, they were talking about me. And yeah, they used to get me out of trouble. So yeah, nigga, I stayed kicking ass behind that eye. Yeah. Whole bunch of people that got their ass kicked behind that about that eye, being nosy, trying to make fun of that eye.
So leading up today, you would say that developed you to a reputation to he will fight and he can fight, so we just ain't gonna fuck with him.
Yeah, it gave me a way to. It gave me a way to create that character creating shit. I created that little character as a kid, homie. That was a defense mechanism. So I could fit in with other children. So, what's in you is in you.
But let me ask you this: you were in a suburban neighborhood. It's really no difference from you and Soulja Boy, because you in a suburban neighborhood, and then you taking it back to Stop 6, which is the project, right?
I wasn't going. You gotta think, I'm a kid. I ain't going back to Stop 6 before Mama make it out.
Yeah.
That comes later as I evolve older. But as a kid, nigga, we don't never go back unless we visit my cousin's house. As a kid, I don't have nothing but what I feel. So I'm not bad. I'm not gangster. As a kid, you soaking in. You ain't developing you don't have no set behavior as a kid. You know, your behavior is driven by what's around you, and how does your environment causes you to feel. All children are doing, homie, is acting out what they feel. Good kids in a good environment, they having fun, they playing, they being kids.
But you was in a good environment.
That's what I'm saying. So I never went over there, huh? I didn't start going over there until I became a teenager. At 7, 8, 9, 10, nigga, I ain't playing gangster. Not at 7, 8, 9, 10.
So when was it that you ended up orchestrating this murder?
At 14. So
you still a kid.
But at 7, 8, 9, 10, I ain't playing gangster. At 12, 11, 10, 11, 12, I ain't playing gangster.
So when is it that you get around these?
At 14.
So at 14, you get around the gangsters and you got
at 14, the nigga that committed the murder with me lived in a suburban area. None of us gangster. We never was gangster, homie. We was children doing delinquent things, playing gangster, but we wasn't gangster. You talking about kids, huh?
Right. So you would agree it's no difference from
it's
Soulja Boy.
It's a big difference, homie, because you got to understand, homie, you trying to relate the 1980s to the 2000 Soulja Boy. Big difference, homie. We were sheltered. They're not.
Yeah.
It's a big. You can't compare the 1980s children to the 2000 children. Them two different specimens. You trying to say, okay, homie, they got 24-hour segments of watching gangsterism. Nigga, we had the Cosbys. We had what's that shit with Dwayne Wayne when they went to